Okay, let's get into our deep dive today, focusing on Genesis chapter 33. This is it, the big reunion.
Yeah, Jacob and Esau,
Yeah.
after what, 20 years apart? And a lot of bad blood.
Exactly. And you can just feel Jacob's anxiety coming off the page, can't you?
Oh, definitely. The text makes it really clear. He's not just strolling back home, he's planning.
Right, the strategic division of his family. It's quite something.
He puts the maidservants and their kids out front first.
Then Leah and her children.
And way in the back, protected, are Rachel and Joseph.
So what's that telling us? I mean, it seems pretty calculated.
It really does. It feels like, damage control.
Yeah.
Maybe ranking who's most important or vulnerable. Rachel and Joseph are clearly positioned furthest from any potential danger.
It just screams fear, doesn't it? He's expecting the worst.
Totally. And then he doesn't even stay with them.
No, he goes out ahead, all by himself.
Right. And starts bowing.
Not just a quick nod either. 7 times, bowing to the ground.
7 times as he gets closer to Esau.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bowing. And
It's extreme deference. What do you make of that? Is it pure fear or genuine humility or just trying to smooth things over?
it could be all of the above, couldn't it? He's definitely trying to appease Esau, maybe acknowledge his status as the older brother he wronged. He's lowering himself, quite literally.
But then, after all that buildup, all that tension, the story just flips completely.
It really does. Esau's reaction is the absolute opposite of what Jacob seemed braced for.
He doesn't just walk. The text says he ran to meet Jacob.
Ran.
Yeah.
And then the embrace, throws his arms around his neck.
Kisses him, and they both weep.
Just this sudden, powerful moment. All that fear and planning just melts away in this reconciliation.
It's incredibly moving after everything that's happened between them.
It really is. And then, the practicalities kick in. Esau sees the women and kids.
Asks, who are these with you?
And Jacob says, the children God has graciously given your servant.
Yeah.
And they all come forward and bow too.
Following Jacob's lead there, then Esau brings up the gift, those big herds Jacob sent ahead.
Right, asks what that was all about. Jacob says it was to find favor in your eyes.
And Esau, interestingly, tries to refuse it at first.
Yeah, I have plenty, my brother. Keep what you have.
Yeah.
It sounds quite genuine, actually.
But Jacob insists. He really pushes it. And that's when he says that amazing line.
Which one?
No, please. For to see your face is like seeing the face of God now that you have received me favorably.
Wow. Yeah, that's intense language.
What does that mean? Like seeing the face of God?
Well, think about the relief Jacob must have felt. He expected judgment, maybe violence, and instead he gets grace, acceptance. For him, that undeserved favor from the brother he feared felt, well, divine, a sign of God's own grace to him.
It elevates the whole encounter, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But even with that profound moment, their paths don't stay merged for long.
No, it's quite striking how quickly they diverge again. Esau suggests traveling together.
Or at least leaving some of his men to help Jacob.
And Jacob says no. He
Yeah.
gives, practical reasons. The kids are young. The flocks need to go slowly.
Right, saying he'll catch up later in Seir, Esau's territory.
But he doesn't, does he? Esau heads back to Seir.
And Jacob goes to Suncoth, builds a house, makes shelters for his livestock. That's why the place is called Succoth, meaning shelters.
And Sukkoth isn't the end point either.
No. From there, he eventually makes his way, the text says safely, to the city of Shechem back in Canaan.
And he does something significant there. He buys land.
Yeah, purchases a plot of ground from the sons of Hamor for 100 pieces of silver, it says, putting down roots.
And the very last thing mentioned in this chapter.
He builds an altar on that land.
And names it Elohe Israel.
God, the God of Israel. It's a claim, isn't it? Marking his place, dedicating it to his God.
So when you look back at the whole chapter, the fear, the incredible reconciliation, that hug, the tears, but then the immediate separation. Esau goes one way, Jacob goes another, settles, buys land, builds an altar to his God.
They don't actually stick together.
So here's something to think about. Despite that incredibly emotional reunion, they part ways almost immediately. What does this divergence and Jacob's specific actions in Shechem buying land, building that altar, suggest about their relationship moving forward? Or about Jacob's own path and identity? Something to chew on after this deep dive.